All about metabolism boosting exercise that you can do in under 2 hours per week. So tell me if you can relate, mamas, that when you have decided to get into shape, be conscious about your health and fitness, and you sign up to a gym and you you think I'm going to go every day, and that's your intention, and that may last, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the most, and then life hits you a curveball, your kids get sick or you get sick, or something happens in life and it becomes unsustainable, and you miss this gym session, that gym session, and then suddenly you haven't been for 2 to 3 weeks. So what we want to teach you is how to create a routine or a sustainable pattern in the gym. And when you go in, you actually have a structure, you know what you're doing, and you get more bang for your buck.
Exactly. So in tonight's lesson, we're going to go over exercise for health, fitness, and fat loss in less than 3% of your week.
Because let's face it, we don't have much more time than that when we're living a mum life.
Exactly. We're going to talk to you about the importance of matching exercise to nutrition.
Yep. Because it's not one without the other.
Exactly. And unfortunately, in our industry, it is very segmented. You go and get your exercise program, then you go and get your diet, and you're expected to go on your way. When it doesn't work like that. So we'll talk to you about when you should be building and when you should be burning in the gym as well. This is really cool concepts, because I guess a lot of us think we need to go and burn.
Yeah, for sure. And burn and build at the same time, which is really confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was confused in the beginning, so I don't blame anyone for being confused. So we're going to really simplify that for you, and hopefully a lot of light bulbs go off.
Moments,
go off today.
So we'll simplify it with the MP 10-point system, which is a tool we use to ensure that your exercise is matched to your level of nutrition, so that you are doing just the right type and amount of exercise to get the best possible result. So before we begin, I wanted to just make a point here, and that is you don't actually burn fat or build muscle in the gym.
What?
Yeah, all of those conceptions of what you actually do in the gym don't actually occur in the gym itself. They occur afterwards. And as you can see, here is a very simple attempt at explaining what happens. Is when you walk into a gym, what you do is you apply a training stimulus. And by the end of that session, you probably agree, you're fatigued.
Yeah.
Right, you're tired.
That's the purpose, or that's the intent, isn't it?
So you make yourself tired, and then you go home and you do what? You recover.
Yeah.
And that's where all the good stuff happens. That's where your body starts to compensate for what's just happened, and then eventually super compensate. And it's that super compensation bit at the top of the graph there that leads to results, desirable results such as building muscle, burning fat, improving health and strength and fitness levels, and so on. And obviously, if you leave that too long and you don't go back to the gym, you get what's called involution, and that's where you start to lose what you've gained. So the recovery from an intense bout of exercise can take between 3 and 9 days. Now, this is for the average person. We don't know exactly how long it takes, but what we do know is it takes between that period of time.
And different circumstances and different,
exactly.
Metabolism.
So there's a bunch of stuff that will contribute to your recovery.
Yeah.
Such as sleep quality.
Yeah. So sleep quality was a really important lesson for me. I couldn't work out why I wasn't recovering from exercise, or that exercise was making me worse, and it didn't matter what I did in the kitchen, like in terms of eating really well, and I knew what exercises to do or what workouts to do, and this was the most important thing that I needed to focus on, because if you're not sleeping and you're not getting the quality of sleep, then you're not going to be able to recover from that exercise, and it's going to end up being a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's 100%. Going to make you worse. And then that's, hopefully, mamas, this might be a light bulb moment for you right here, is to, why do I, have the intention of going to the gym, and I go for a good week or 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden I get sick.
Yeah. So I've heard it being blamed on the air conditioning at the gym before.
all sorts. Kids bringing it home from daycare, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Not looking at the internal,
Mm.
what's going on in your environment, in your life.
So exercise is just applying a stress to the body and expecting your body to then recover from it. So you can't expect a sleep-deprived body to recover. Now, sleep deprivation can be on many different levels. You may have broken sleep. You may only sleep a couple of hours a night. You may sleep 8 hours a night, but you're not getting quality sleep.
It might be very light. You may have your technology in your room that's keeping you kind of like just in that like light state.
Not letting you go into
getting to the deep
repairing
sleep. Yeah.
So adequate energy intake and nutritional intake, so nutrients going into the body, is very important.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you aren't matching your nutrition to your exercise, you can't expect your body to recover. I use an analogy like if exercise were workers turning up to a work site, the nutrition are the bricks and the materials, and if those bricks and materials weren't there, they couldn't build a house. So the same thing goes for exercising a nutrient deficient body. If you don't have adequate nutrition, you can't expect your body to build the blocks that it needs to build.
And then also in other programs, they teach you, to eat less and exercise more. And that's how you will get sick and you won't recover as well. Because if that's again another term of not matching your nutrition to your exercise. Because if you're exercising too, and the gap is too large to how much food you're intaking, then that's the gap is too big. So you'll fall down, you'll get sick, you'll get fatigued, and you won't be able to sustain it.
The gap Megan's talking about there is the gap between how much energy you're taking in and how much you're expending.
So how much you're burning.
As you get fitter and stronger and leaner, your body expends more energy. So
hence you need more food.
You need more food as you get leaner, as you get fitter, as you get stronger. So it's not as if you can pick up an 1,800 calorie diet and away you go.
Yeah.
Because those energy requirements, they increase.
Yeah.
Especially as you get stronger and fitter in the gym.
And build more muscle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nutrient partitioning and your metabolic pathways are two other really important things to note. When you have never focused on reprogramming your metabolism, when you've only done what you've known for the last 10, 20, 30 years, chances are you have what's called a shifted metabolism. Some may even have almost a pre-diabetic metabolism. And this is common, especially in people who experience ups and downs in their energy levels throughout the day. They feel like they want to be awake when they're asleep, or vice versa, asleep when they should be awake.
Yeah.
They're all signs that your metabolism is just not quite right. And if it's not,
or you're not hungry when you wake up first thing in the morning.
You're not hungry when you wake. Yep.
Yeah, that is a sign that your metabolism is shifted. In a
wrong way.
Yeah, in the wrong way.
So the frequency of intense exercise increases as these things increase. It doesn't increase before then. As you can see down the bottom, there's a little bit of a table there, and what I wanted to illustrate for you with this is, if those red days are intense exercise sessions and you're recovering on the days that aren't red, you don't actually get into the green. You don't ever get fully recovered if you're exercising 2 or 3 times a week. Now, that's not a bad thing, but if you could imagine, if you put 1 or 2 more intense exercise sessions in there, on one side of the argument, you probably wouldn't even be able to exercise as intensely as you would on the sessions on the fewer sessions per week. And on the other side of the argument, you'd never recover. So you'd be on a downward spiral to a burnout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's, it's a good point that you make there, because you want to have something that can be consistent. Like we talked about how busy mums already are. Well, we can't throw in a 4th day if we're not going to be able to continually do a 4th day and recover from it and, do it consistently.
So to finish off, when we're asked how many times should I train per week, the common answer we give is, how many times can you train consistently? Because in your worst week, you should be able to keep up the routine that you started in your best week. You're much better off doing 2 sessions a week for 52 weeks in a year and getting 104 sessions in every year than doing 6 sessions a week for 6 weeks and then not doing anything for 6 months and then doing another 6 weeks down the track. Because all you'll really amount to is, you know, half of what you would have if you were consistent.
Yeah, 100%.
So with that said, you want to make sure every moment you spend in the gym is worthy, yeah. Is optimized, is efficient. I would say efficient as using the word, because you don't want to waste time in the gym.
Get in, know what you're doing, get out.
And that comes with structure.
It does. Yeah, I love structure. Can't help it.
So the cornerstone of every exercise program should be something that's structured and builds your body up rather than breaking it down or burning it down. And this is resistance exercise here. So
another word for structure would be focused, right?
Yeah.
We see out here focused, intense resistance exercise.
Yeah. So you may or may not have heard of FIRE. Essentially what it is focused intense resistance exercise. It is utilizing a very small amount of exercises, a very small amount of volume, and doing the absolute best you possibly can with it. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. Just 60 to 90 minutes a week is more than enough.
Yeah. So each session should take about 30 to 45 minutes if you're chatting.
Yeah. Or if you're on your phone.
That's right. Yeah. So in between your rest breaks, you're uploading Insta stories.
Now, here's the thing. No matter what you put on your face, what you put on your skin, the only thing, or the closest thing that we've got to a fountain of youth is resistance exercise.
Is muscle.
Muscle does a lot of things to the body. It optimizes your hormones, so it strengthens your hair, your nails, makes your skin glow.
Yeah, tighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else does it do for you? Immune function. So the more muscle you have, the more hardy you will be, the easier it will be to fight off common colds.
Yeah, not only common colds, but lifestyle diseases. So like, even arthritis and osteoporosis
is huge for women. So this is something you can ward off with building muscle, doing some kind of structured resistance exercise.
Yeah, and also let's not forget tailoring it to mums. We need to bend, stretch, twist, turn,
contort.
Yeah, contort. Absolutely. For 24 hours a day.
Not for your kids, for your husband.
Even when we're sleeping, and they're in the middle, we're just going to smooth that word what you just said there. And when you sleep with a baby, you've got to contort yourself into all kinds of positions to meet their baby's needs. And then up, down, carrying a baby around on your hip and stuff. We need that muscle.
Yeah.
Mamas, we really do. And to be, fit
and it gets more important as you get older.
As you get older,
so despite what you may believe about these teeny boppers in the mirrors, exercising and mirror muscles, as you get older, it becomes much more important. We lose muscle mass as we age, and it's directly related to many.
And that's why you'll find even, as we get older or after we've had our babies, things don't sit where they used to sit. And this is what muscle will be able to do for you. So, if you want that nice butt in a bikini, if you want that flat stomach, or whatever your goals are, or you just want to feel not wobbly. Yeah. I know one of my mama's goals the other day was to not walk around wobbly. Yeah. And that's what muscle will do for you.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to get muscle is FIRE.
Exactly. And you made a good point there. In a world full of butt lifts and tummy tucks, it is the only non-surgical way to change your body shape.
So if you're not into that, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next form of exercise we'll talk about is cardio. And here's a kicker. Yeah, cardio is often performed in the wrong way. The industry will kind of set you up to increase your time frame, performing a certain particular cardio exercise. For example, if you go to a gym and you start on the treadmill for 20 minutes, personal trainers will tell you, if you can do 20 minutes, go to 25 minutes. If you do 25 minutes, go to 30 minutes. Now, I don't know about you.
Faster thing
but I don't know about you, but our goal, your goal,
Yeah.
as a mum,
Yeah.
isn't to spend as much time as you possibly can in the gym.
No, I don't want to live in the gym, even though it is what I do. I
As a
don't want to
living,
live. Yeah, as a living.
You still don't
I
live in the
still
gym.
don't live in the gym. Yeah, I would much rather be spending time with my kids. I would much rather be doing the things, other things in
Yeah.
life.
So when resistance exercise is the cornerstone of your program, and you start to get more active with your kids, you don't necessarily need much cardio, do you?
No, you use it. So you use it very strategically, and as a weapon, you know, really,
a potent
fat loss weapon to bring in when you need it, and to keep your cardiovascular health and all of that as well.
So the thing with training for fitness, which a lot of programs are based on, is as you get fitter, your body becomes more efficient, and that's the feeling of being fitter.
Yeah.
So when you go for a swim, for instance, and you do your first ever lap, you feel like you're drowning. But then you do it consistently, and you start to get faster and smoother, and it gets easier.
Yeah.
So the longer you do one type of activity, the easier and easier it becomes, the less body fat you burn when you continue completing that.
Because you're not working as hard.
Exactly.
That's why it gets easier.
So
that's fitness.
That's fitness.
Yeah.
What's fat loss?
Fat loss is when you really trick your body, or not trick your body, but mix it up all the time.
Yeah.
Change it up, give it all different types of challenges in a certain period, 25 to 30 minutes max. That is fat loss, and it should be done on a separate day. To fire or to your muscle building program, to your resistance program, done on a separate day and used strategically.
And we'll show you how that fits into a program very soon.
Yeah.
So we'll introduce to you now the MP 10-point system. Now this is clear science. This is based on over 25 years of research into body transformation. It is developed to ensure that you complete just the right type of exercise and the right amount. Yeah.
It's really powerful because then it gives you, again, structure.
Yeah.
So you have something to aim for. You go, right, I'm set this type of, this many points. This is what I'm going to aim towards. And it doesn't even matter if you don't make it. And it's just something to aim towards.
So let's define some of these exercise types here. Resistance exercise. Is resistance exercise a pump class?
No.
So a resistance exercise is something that is structured. It has sets and reps and uses barbells and dumbbells, but you strive to increase your weight every week. It is something that
for a period of time.
You can do for a period of time.
Like 10 weeks, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Max.
In blocks.
In blocks, yeah.
Would a body pump class come under ice? Yes, if it's short enough.
Yeah.
But most of the time they go for 40 to 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Now,
I think they're more 45 minutes these days.
Yeah.
So if you absolutely, smashed yourself and went hard for 30 minutes and the warm up and the cool down was in total of the 45, maybe it could.
It could be.
It could be.
So this really comes back to your fitness level, your individual needs here.
Yeah.
An ice workout is typically characterized by intervals.
And I've got a lot of mamas that do F45, so I'm going to put in there just so you know that ice train. I would classify that as
F45 as ice training.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We've had mums get results from F45 using that as ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ice training is a potent fat loss weapon that you use strategically, but it can have some adverse effects we'll talk about later.
Later, yeah.
Low intensity activity is general movement, incidental exercise. What are some examples?
And this is really great. And it's often overlooked or
overlooked.
Yeah, overlooked. Yeah, for sure. So examples that I'll give you is like a dance class.
Yep.
So I do a dance class for fun, a hip hop dance class, or rollerblading.
With the kids,
but even other like yoga classes. If you attend, the gym, and you do those kind of you know, Les Mills or whatever, like classes, if you like to attend those classes, if they go for any more than 30 minutes, then I would classify 30 minutes to like 45 to an hour. That would be classified as LIA, because you can't actually perform intensely
for that whole
period of time. And that's why there's, you know, ice training, which is intense cardio exercise, fire focused intense resistance exercise, and it's short periods because you're only able to work under that intensity for that short amount of time.
Yeah, now we're talking about general population here, we're not talking about athletes.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking
about this. Is, you know, everyday people, everyday mums.
Yeah.
So that's the 10-point system there. Let's take a look at how this practically fits into a week, and we'll start with Natasha.
Yeah. So this
shift worker.
Yeah. So Tasha is a nurse, a registered nurse. So she's a shift worker. I like to call it us mamas shift workers as well, especially in the early years. And however long your children decide to not sleep throughout the night, you're a shift worker.
Yep.
So
the transformation time frame.
Yeah. So the transformation time frame here was 12 months. Absolutely fantastic. She has a heart condition as well, so she's very a little bit nervous, I would say, about doing cardio. Yeah. So I wasn't bothered about that because she knows her limits, and I just wanted to get her focusing on building some muscle, and also her eating habits. And as you can see here, she worked out twice a week for the first program.
So 2 fire sessions.
Yeah, 2 focused intense resistance exercise
programs. They were two 12-week programs.
Yeah. That's a 12-week program there, and then the 12-week program, so 6 months twice. Then by the 3rd, she decided, she got a bit braver. She was getting great results, really, really happy within herself, feeling great. Her eating habits had increased. So she was eating way more food than she was before. So she was feeling really, really energetic. So she tried out the ice. And I wouldn't even say that the cardio was every week. No. It was sporadic.
So she, even though she had 8 points to achieve, she maybe some weeks only got 6.
Depending on how she felt, because again the shift working, and even the sleep quality. If she felt like shit, she wasn't going to then go and do a fat loss potent weapon. Are you? You're not going to go and get a loaded gun and try and shoot it while you're sleep deprived.
Under the influence of no sleep.
That could lead to some bad decisions.
And look, she continued that into program 4, and that was her 12th month. So it goes to show you, just even with a small amount of exercise, when you're consistent, you can achieve some great things.
Yeah, for sure.
We've got Kerry Lee here.
Yeah, so mama of 2, love this transformation as well, 12 months. So the first photo here, she was 6 weeks postpartum. And then, of course, 12 months later. So in the first program, she didn't do any exercise because she was nursing a baby and looking after a small toddler, like real toddler. Not even 2. Wasn't even two. So that was not where her priorities lie. And I was totally cool with that. So she had to go with what's right with her, how she felt. She wouldn't have been getting much sleep, so the exercise is no good to her. So she focused on eating habits and looking after her babies. So program 2, she brought in some intense cardio. So she's one that loves to do a bit of F45, and that's what works for her. And then program 3, she increased it. Program 4, she increased it a little bit when she was feeling well.
Even still,
this isn't like 100% perfect all 12 weeks. If she didn't feel good, or if her kids were waking her up at night, she didn't go.
There were weeks at a time where she wouldn't even exercise.
Yes.
Even in the later stages of that 12 months. So I remember around winter there was flu going around the house, and there was no way she was going to the gym. She hasn't done any fire in this program.
She is now.
She is now.
She is now, so watch out.
The only reason she hasn't was you've got to pick and choose your battles as a coach. So
sure, that's right.
You've got to run with what works for
babies.
People. Yeah. So if in this circumstance, it just didn't work for her, and that's where individualization comes into play. Nikki did 18 months. So this is a capture of her last 4 programs. She did 6.
Absolutely fantastic transformation as well. Still currently working with us. So she did 18 months. She's a good bunny, isn't she? She does her exercise.
Yeah, she's pretty consistent. She started with both fire and ice.
Yeah.
And as time went on, ice sort of took a back step, but then it came back in.
Yeah.
And she got a fairly good result, didn't she?
Yeah, and I have to say with Nikki, she's quite consistent with exercise.
Yeah.
And she's really good with matching her nutrition to her exercise as well, because she's been with us for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did she did 6 months before this 18 months, 12 months before that. So
yeah,
that made
she
sense.
kind of, dipped her toe in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then came back.
Yeah.
So she knew the ropes, and she had all the routines in place, the routines that we spoke about in the Fit Mum Nutrition lesson last time.
Yeah.
And
you can talk about me, or you want me to talk
no,
about
I can talk about you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That works for me. We've got Megan's transformation here, and how to look like a fitness model in 36 months.
Yeah. No, 36 days.
No, 36 months. Seriously, ladies, look, I know you look at Instagram. I know you see the fitness models that come up, and I know at some level, there is a want to look like that. So I wanted to show you something that is realistic, and something that goes against the grain of what you see, because you don't get this kind of result in 36 days. You certainly don't get it in 6, 8, even 12 weeks. It's something that you've got to earn, and that's what Megan did.
And a lot of back and forth too.
Yeah. So here what you can see is a small snapshot of an overarching story. In the first program there, we decided to show you, we couldn't show you all 16 programs. So we've selected programs from even consistent periods of time throughout that 36 months to show you what sort of happened. In the first program, Megan was doing 2 fire, 2 ice. She was hitting 10 points of exercise.
Yeah.
At a time where you were
severely sleep deprived.
Yeah.
But I thought I was Rambo.
Yeah, you wanted to, what's the term you use? Is what mums go through. They want to have a piece of themselves still.
Yeah, and you're still you have your identity.
You still wanted to be you.
Yeah, still wanted to be me.
Like
I've said in the past before, when I had a very straightforward birth, the second time round, it's like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, I can go back to being the way I was before.
Yeah. So within 6 months, she got a fantastic result
on the exterior,
but you could see it in her face. She was just totally unhealthy, and the repercussions from that didn't actually appear for another 6 to 12 months fully.
Yeah.
But in that time, what we had to do was really bring the exercise back. So you can see there, program 2, the one that we're showing you there. It's got 8 points of exercise there. But it's not a very clear picture of what happened, because there were long periods of time there where you weren't doing ice at all.
No way.
You couldn't. Because all it would do was take you 2 steps back.
Yeah, it would just make me fall in a heap, and I would have fatigue for at least 2 weeks where I couldn't do anything.
And some of those fire sessions were 10 minutes.
Yeah. So sometimes I would walk in and do, 5 to 10 minutes, and they were functional fire. So they were some TRX moves, body weight, no lifting up a barbell or anything for ages.
Well, as soon as you lifted up that barbell, you'd be back into the class.
Yeah, down on the ground. Yeah. And I remember saying to you at times, when am I ever going to not feel like shit? When are the endorphins going to come back?
Yeah, because that's what you were lacking. You weren't getting
I wasn't getting that hit.
After a workout.
Every time you do a workout, that's what you do a workout for.
Yeah.
The endorphins and the, I feel alive, and I felt dead.
Yeah. So if 36 months, that 36th month was November last year, you didn't get that endorphin hit until?
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you mean?
Yeah, like you didn't really ever get that endorphin hit again, feeling good from exercise.
For 3 years.
Yeah, for a few years.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of forward steps and backward steps, but once Megan had the aha moment of leaving a little in the tank,
Enough in the tank, yeah.
And really focusing on improving that sleep quality, that's where things started to take a turn for the better.
Yeah,
and exercise started to increase.
Matching nutrition with exercise as well, because we didn't realize how much I was under. Once we got my sleep in order, then I was actually under eating for the amount of muscle that I had, or for the leanness that I had. So, I needed to eat more.
So we'll leave you on this. These fitness models that go around telling you that they're on 1,200 calorie diets, 800 calorie diets, 1,800 calorie diets. Let's put this into perspective. As we matched nutrition to exercise with Megan, her calories went up from 2,000 to 2,500 to 3,000. I think you were up to 3,500 calories a day.
I'm not sure, because we don't count. I do not care. If I'm hungry, I will eat.
But that's a lot of calories, and that's the kind of picture that I want to paint here. Is that she's probably eating double what you'd expect a fitness model to eat.
To be consuming, and feeling the best I've ever felt in that picture right there, the healthiest I've ever felt, the most energy I've ever felt, my skin clear, glowing, amazing.
And I can't stand it when you walk into a supplement shop, you buy a fat burner, and they tell you if you feel like shit, it's working. Yeah, that's the one thing that really grinds my nerves.
Yeah, for sure. And same with me, because I care about mums, and I care about how they've got to look after their children as well. And you need to be at your best. Yeah. You need to be up there matching them.
Yeah. So that's where we'll leave you, ladies. I hope that was a eye-opening lesson for you in terms of exercise and where everything fits. And the next lesson will be a very exciting lesson. We're going to touch on, we're not going to touch on, we're going to go into nutrient timing, giving your favorite foods a home, and reteaching your body to utilize carbs in the right way.
This gets us both excited, but me for different reasons to you. You love the nerd out science behind this, and I love the fact that you eat carbs.
So we look forward to presenting that to you then.
Good night, mamas.